Hello, everyone. We are back again with Enlightened Living Truth and Oneness discussions. There is the intro, right? Now, we actually wanted to discuss a little bit about flavor enhancement stuff. So, what I've noticed is that back in the day, there's MSG. Then people realized MSG was bad for you. And so a lot of people start to not use MSG. But now there's this new thing called Umami that it's in like everything, and everyone's like highly promoting. But what's the what do you call it? What's the kicker there?
All right, so a lot of the food industry, especially like Chinese food, had MSG in it, and they were getting a lot of uh, kickback from it because there's lots and lots of massive side effects from MSG, especially even in like a single dose of it will give you massive side effects, and so now MSG quote unquote disappeared, right? So now they have umami. And what is umami? It's like you see it on the Food Networks and all the time. So they're like, hey, put umami. Umami is a great thing. And what does umami do? For the Japanese, it's called a quote unquote pleasant savory taste or yummy. It's like a chemist's little additive that they use for food. And when you look up what umami is, guess what? It is MSG, monosodium glutamate. And a lot of the common things that people would have, even we've had it ourselves, like this headache, flushing, sweating, facial pressure or tightness, numbness, tingling or burning in the face, neck, or other areas, rapid fluttering heartbeats, chest pain, nausea, and the list continues.
Well, yeah. So basically, MSG they put it in the food to enhance the flavor of the food, so it's a chemical that goes to your brain that mimics a normal chemical in your brain that's released that tells you you're eating good food, food that is good, maybe even good for you. But they have made a chemical that mimics this chemical that is naturally made in your body, and they put this in the food, so it makes your they've made okay. So maybe it causes the same sort of reaction basically, where your body is thinking that it's eating something that's yummy and whatever, yada yada yada. So basically, they can take this chemical and put it into any trash or garbage or whatever, and it's going to trick your body into thinking that it's eating something yummy and savory or whatever. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
right? So anyway, it's supposed to enhance the flavor of the food, but it does so in a way that can cause side effects that aren't necessarily the best thing that you may want to experience, right? So, and that's why they banned MSG in the first, or they didn't ban it, but they recommended against use of MSG in the first place because it causes these certain side effects that aren't necessarily the best thing for your body. But now it's called umami and it's in everything again. So anyway, that's interesting. But so some of our side effects, well, when we started going off of eating, like kind of getting chemicals out of our foods, and we stopped eating out as much, started making our own food and getting more organic foods. And so your body goes through this process of flushing itself out, and I think it becomes more heightened to when it does come in contact with chemicals. Because I remember we were not eating this stuff for a while, and then we went out to like an Asian food restaurant, I think, or some kind of restaurant, and we tried the food, and we got like massive headaches afterward. Like within like probably 5 to 10 minutes of eating the food, like massive headache afterward. And then this happened again when some family members of ours, they were making some food, and the seasoning packets for the food had MSG in it, or we may as well just say monosodium glutamate because it's the same as umami, but basically it had that compound in it. And again, the same thing happened. Like, oh my gosh, we had like massive headaches, and it lasts all night long, for me at least. So that is our effect of it. Because I remember having headaches off and on, before we did our whole detox and before we stopped eating chemical food and whatnot. But I don't remember like having such a massive headache. So I don't know if it's after detoxing your body, like your body like picks up on it more intensely or reacts more to it, or I don't know. But that's an interesting thing. We now don't get like any headaches at all which is, I guess when you compare it to before, getting headaches off and on, and then when we started to detox, and then going back to a couple places that we knew had MSG in the food and trying them and getting like massive headaches. I think that's pretty. You can correlate that pretty,
Yeah.
pretty intelligently, I guess you could say, to having exposure to MSG. But anyway, you can go a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the time after we went to the Asian food restaurant, like to give people an idea of like how strong these headaches were, like it was to me like felt like one of the worst hangover headaches I've ever had. Like my head was pounding. It was like it hurt to open my eyes, and I just wanted to go home and rest. I was like, what just happened to me? And the thing is like, different glutamates and stuff like that do come naturally in foods, and that's where they sort of try to pull these from. But it's like the natural ones are just fine. It's the ones with that they chemically create. Like you can go to the store. Like this is insane. I remember going to one of the international farmers markets and seeing that they had a big pack of MSG for sale, and I saw people picking it up. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because I was like, it does have massive side effects, and it's like all over the place. It's like some of these different substances are banned in other countries because they know it's bad for you, but because they renamed it, now people are like, oh, umami is great, and then all these cooking shows are like, adding umami is a great thing. So it's like all over the place, and a lot of people know it's bad. It does lots of stuff to you. And that's
Lots
after
of
just
bad
like
stuff to you.
I mean, it's like it does all types of weird things. It's like in 1 hour, it like causes you all those symptoms, and these are like common symptoms. And who knows what it does to you if you use it for extended periods of time? Like what a lot of people are like when they're sneaking into everything.
Well, look at so it says like independent studies of MSG. They're what they can actually cause. So like they can cause flu-like achiness in your muscles. They can cause depression, mood swings, migraine headaches, dizziness, confusion. They can cause swelling in your circulatory system, the cardiac, your cardiac. They can cause atrial fibrillation, irregular heartbeats, palpitations, and whatnot. And there's more to this list. So it's like obviously this is not a safe product to be putting in your food. So I mainly want people to just be aware because there's other names for MSG too. So MSG is one of them. Most of the artificial food flavorings have some sort of MSG type thing in it. And then umami is the new one that's like all over the freaking place. Umami this, umami that. So make sure you are aware of this. If you have an issue with having chemicals added to your food that can cause these side effects and potentially, and you want to have more, less chemicals overall in your food, beware of umami, please. You want to add anything to that?
So, as you were saying, just be very aware of like what's going in your system. If it's like if you don't recognize some of the names of things, look it up for sure. Like look it up. Don't just be like, well, L-glutamate monohydrate doesn't sound too bad, or monosodium salt sounds okay enough because it's salt, right? It's like no. Just try to keep away from it. So, yeah. And apparently yeast extract is another one. Another name for it.
What has naturally occurring glutamates,
Yeah.
but not as much as MSG.
Yeah. So just be very mindful of what you're eating. Please be safe out there with consumption of foods and whatnot, and try to do more cooking at home so you kind of know what's in your food. Going more raw and then cooking it into what you want it to be, best way to go. And going organic. Anything you like to add?
I think that's it. Just be healthy, everyone, if you want to. If that is something you'd like to do.
If that is your prerogative.
Yes.
All right, everybody.